Hi guys, Tracy Moreau here. We've got a real quick and easy one for you today. I lately have been posting some fun little printables up on tracymoreau.net, all kinds of little project ideas that are really simple. Just the line drawings are available to you. You can download these off of my website. They're in the free printable section on my website, so go and check them out. There's a bunch of different ones to download, and we've got some new ones coming up, much like this little French country style printable that is coming up very shortly. But today I wanted to show you how to do a really quick and really easy butterfly. This one is super fun and super easy, and you're going to love when you do this. So the line drawing for this one is included in one of the, I believe it's the spring printable. And all I've done for this one is I've base coated the background with a color called Jadeite Glass, which is this pretty green. This was a 2020 color from Decor, a really nice minty tone. And then I've base coated my little butterfly here with a color called Purple Cow, which is also from Americana. And then, of course, the body of the butterfly is just simply based with some black. And then I used a stencil. In this case, I used this one here. This is called the Random Polka Dot. It's also available on my website. And a little bit of warm white to do that fun little polka dot background. Now, the butterfly is super easy. This is a quick and easy technique to dress up some butterflies when you want something pretty and something fast. And this is how you do it. So you need a small stencil brush, and this is a 1/8 polka dot stencil. And to the wings of the butterfly, I am just going to lightly stencil some black polka dots. I'm not being too neat and tidy about this, no need to be. And just take some care when you're at the edges of the wings so that you don't get black paint all over everything. But it's easy touch up if you do. Okay, so I've got black polka dots on my butterfly, and then just remove the stencil. Now we've got a couple of little areas here that we can touch up. That's the nice thing about paint. Take a little bit of white, and we can touch up that little dot there, and we can do the same thing on the edges where it's gone over onto the green. You just take a little bit of that original base color and just float right up to the edges. Like so. It's much easier than masking off the whole butterfly to do this. There we go. Now I'm going to dry that real quick, and then I'm going to show you how quickly this little butterfly comes together. I'll get rid of that graphic so you can see. So we have polka dots on our wings, and we're going to shade the butterfly, and in this case, because we're working with the Purple Cow, we're going to use Dioxazine Purple, which is this dark purple from Decor. And we're going to put a little bit of shading. Now I'm going to float this color in, which just means I'm going to have a small amount of color on the tip of the brush and blend it out so that it fades that way. And I'm going to have that shadow closest to the body and down onto the wing. And then I'm going to shade underneath the wing with that Diox. And again, I'm coming in close to the body. And I'll put a little color down here, keeping it close to the body. Try to keep it out here where you can see what I'm doing. That's always helpful. So ideally, we want to have the darker value of the purple closest into the body and keep the lighter areas. So then I'm going to highlight these wings. We're going to do that with a little bit of warm white. That same white that we used in those polka dots. We're going to put a little float of warm white at the top and the tips of the wings. I'm going to do the same thing. Ooh, too much paint. There we go. A little bit of white along the bottom of the wing as well. Now, the neat part is that it doesn't need to be all that perfect. And if you feel it's not bright enough, you can come back in and put in another float, just to keep things nice and bright. Now this is a super easy way to finish off a butterfly. So I've got my shading in, I've got my highlighting in. I'm going to dry this real quick. And then we're going to deepen that shading one more time. I like to do things twice for this type of thing. I just like how it looks when it's finished. It just gives it a nicer tone. And it softens it a little bit. The color gets a little bit deeper and a little more uniform. So if it didn't quite come out the way you wanted it to the first time, the second one usually takes care of that. So there we go. We've got a nice little dark shadow towards the center, close to the body. So now we're going to take a little bit of that warm white, the same color we used to highlight those leaves. We're going to put a little highlight on the body of the butterfly, and it's just a little stroke down one side and a little bit on one side of that head as well. And then we're going to take a liner and we're just going to put a little stroke of the warm white for a final highlight on one side of that butterfly. And I'm going to dry this really quick. Now, I use my gel pens an awful lot. Let me zoom in a little bit so you are able to see a bit clearer what I'm doing here. So you can see I've got a nice dark shadow up against the body on both sides. I like adding a little bit of detail with my gel pen, so I'm going to put a little bit in here, like so, just with some short radiating lines closest to the body. And then I'm going to use a squiggly line all the way around the outside of the wings, like so, and then go back over it so that it gets a little softer. And I'm going to do that to the winglets as well. It's a nice scribbly line. This just gives the wings a nice soft appearance. It's super easy to do. And it gives the wings a nice little extra detail. Now, I like to see a little flash of a highlight on the edge of the wing. So you're going to take a little bit of that warm white and just a little thin stroke right at the edge of the wing, like so. Maybe a little there. It just pulls the eye towards it a little bit. Now, the only thing we need to lift this butterfly off the surface is a small shadow underneath it. And my favorite color for this is always asphaltum because I use it all the time. This is a transparent brown. And we're going to use it very thin. I'm not using a lot of paint. I just have a tiny amount on my brush. And I'm going to blend it out well. And then I'm going to put a little float right up against the edge of my butterfly. Right there. And this is just going to help lift the butterfly off the surface a little bit. Can zoom back out a little bit here. There we go. Now to finish these tags, I like using, one of my favorite things is that Deco Color Premium Gold Paint Pen. And it's this simple. I just prime my pen on my palette and then just literally draw the edge all the way around to finish it off. Now you could spatter this to add a little extra decorative element to it if you want to, or you could keep it nice and light and fresh just as it is. Put a pretty little ribbon to hang that tag and you are good to go. If you wanted to put a sentiment on it, just a simple little alphabet stamp or your favorite sentiment stamp will work just fine. This can be done on almost any surface. It can be done with your alcohol pens and markers, your watercolor pens and markers. It can be done on cardstock. It can be done on cardboard, watercolor paper, and in this case, we're just using a little piece of MDF. This is a super easy little project, and it is available in and amongst all of these Easter printers or these happy spring printables that we have on my website, and you can find those at tracymoreau.net. Check the categories on the left-hand side of the shop page and scroll down to free printables and print off your favorite project and try painting a butterfly. Super easy. I'm Tracy Moreau. Thanks for watching.